cryptocurrencies are here to stay and that technology will continue to develop and be more extensively applied in day-to-day life. The question I cannot answer, of course, is which cryptocurrency. I don't think it's going to be Bitcoin, just because the Bitcoin protocol is not equipped to handle the massive volume of transactions that would be needed. But which of the newer generation successor cryptocurrencies will predominate, that will be very interesting to observe. I am not currently invested in any cryptocurrencies, by the way, so I'm not saying this out of any financial motive.
You're not trying to
will
pump your bags.
Exactly. I want to be objective in how I characterize this space, but from the beginning, and I was introduced to Bitcoin in 2011. To be honest, I do kind of regret not having purchased it back then, but I had a different expectation for it. I was more aligned with the original vision of Satoshi Nakamoto, that this would be a decentralized medium of exchange and store of value that could protect people against inflationary monetary policy, as well as other depredations of regimes in other parts of the world. Zimbabwe, of course, would have been a prime example, and the people of Zimbabwe, a few years after their ridiculous hyperinflation, really welcomed Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But to me, they were instruments of individual liberation, and I was looking forward to them being used in transactions more widely. To be honest, I was rather disappointed by them having become primarily speculative instruments for a few years, and by the wild price swings relative to the fiat currencies, because yes, some people could make the argument that fiat currencies are being devalued all the time. There's some degree of inflation and money printing, and sure, that is the case. But to what extent? And could you really say that if the price of a cryptocurrency spikes by 25% or then falls by 10% and then rises again by 5% the next day and falls again by 20% the next day, that that's somehow reflective of anything in the real world? No, that's the prime example of what John Maynard Keynes, not my favorite economist, by the way, but he had some valid insights, called animal spirits, essentially the irrational emotions that motivate speculative behavior. So what I'm interested in terms of cryptocurrencies, are there more fundamental use cases, their transformative potential, and not just for cryptocurrencies per se, but blockchain technology, smart contracts, immutable ledgers that can reliably store information. Of course, then you have to make sure that this is information you want to be immutable and don't want to ever modify. But that could be in our future, even blockchain-based voting systems, where each vote is securely recorded and could be accessed while the identity of the person who is voting remains anonymous to everyone except that actual person. But then that person could verify that, oh yes, I voted,